Bong bong.
Bong bong.
Welcome to the Bodycast, ladies and gentlemen. I just gotta say, I'm really hype. I'm really excited to do this. I look at all the work that we put in, like all the work that Nathan put in, creating the banners and the logos and all that stuff, and it's like, man, just a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we get to just, shoot the shit every week.
Look where we are now.
I fucking love it, man. I'm
Shout out
super
to
hyped.
Nathan, by the way.
Shouts out to Nathan, the unseen hand for real,
Yes.
keeping us pro. Very stoked to be here today. Thank you, everybody. This is the Bodycast. As per usual, my name is Copasetic, and with me, of course,
Pathogenic.
the best, this guy. So just keep an eye out.
Not the best stick.
He does have that ability. Our slash rap battles is, of course, the largest online forum for the international culture of battle rap. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and on the official Discord server in the links below. It's the only place for fans to go for battle rap news from around the globe. Let's kick it off.
The whole globe, around all of it.
The entirety of the globe. And we are going to get into that today.
You would think that. Oh, never mind.
No,
Are you going to get into something? I'm not going to.
Right. Well, okay. So speaking on the fact that it's a globe, there's an amount of people in the globe, and the amount of people that are watching this show are of the best people, of the best of them.
Yeah.
Because they're watching, professionals who've been inside and outside battle rap. We know all the big players. We've been on the main stages. We've been behind the scenes. We've done it all, and you're getting that level of expertise and experience that you don't normally get from other podcasts.
Yeah, if you're wanting to learn about basketball, are you going to listen to Michael Jordan, or are you going to listen to your Uncle Joe who played in high school?
It's Uncle Joe's, very charismatic, but we are the Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant of battle rap. This is evidenced through our entire history of however many years. Battle rap has only existed since 2014. Anyways, if you're here and you're watching, it's because you are among the elite battle rap consumers, and you need to know the inside scoop, which we have access to. It's why you're here. It's why you tap in. It's because you are our slash rap battle fans and bodycasters yourself. Is that what our fan group is going to be? The bodycasters? You're a bodycaster.
That sounds like somebody who got in a lot of physical harm.
Right? I don't know if that's exactly how we want to frame things, but we can work out the kinks. This is only episode 25.
My goodness. It's almost been half a year that we've been doing this.
And yeah, it's and it gets better every time. And if you would like to take it up to the next level and take it to really just bring things together and up to its most maximum enjoyment, then I have to say, bring it together. Grab your liquid, your beverage, your spirits, your beers, and join us now for the community cheers. Cheers. Oh, cheers around the world. Internationally, we're all sipping.
Wow, did that not feel like you just drank IQ points?
Yes, I feel smarter. I feel like I have more in
me too
to give. Community cheers. We got to figure something out for that. Maybe we should put it to the bodycasters.
Yeah.
Help us out. What is it? What would you do for your peers? What would you do for the jeers? Would you put food in your ears?
I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping that something new would appear.
Would you put glue in your tears? I'm really good at rhyming. Woo! Let's do it.
Cut that out of this video because I'm gonna write that down.
We'll edit all this. Make sure we save our gems and leave you with nothing. Boy, what a week. Just an insane amount of happenings this week. Wouldn't you agree?
I rewind was really hoping something new would appear.
I knew it would appear. The community cheers. We'll figure that out. I have an idea for that. We'll figure something out. But
Yeah, we'll get it.
yeah, we're making it work.
It
But
was a
yeah,
week though.
it was quite a week.
Calm before the storm, I would
Truly,
say.
yes. So many storms a brewing. They're brew from afar and they brew from a near.
They're brewing some beers for community cheers.
we're just we're just a couple zoos over here.
Oh my gosh.
And so quite a week, and really where to start? I mean, my God, I think that all we have is pretty much American stuff. ScoMo versus Mellow D dropped from
Yes.
Iron Bars, the Iron Bars collaboration that Mackenzie did with Premier.
Yes. And this is home to that famous clip that went viral on Twitter for him.
Yeah. Being disabled is a minority that anyone can be at any time. That you can become at any time. That you can become at any time. I'm doing the Irish really a lot of justice, but it was great the way he delivered it. My God.
Yeah, very, very well done.
Such a fun moment.
Yeah, from such a great battler, right?
Yeah.
Is there anyone you could think of that deserves a moment like that more? I feel like he exemplifies that very well.
Yeah, really good for him. And so definitely check that out if you haven't already seen ScoMo and Melody and those battles. Great to see them turn out. I heard nothing but good things about the collaborative event, and you hope that something like this continues in the future for Scotland. When we had Mackenzie on here, we were talking about the Scottish scene and how having something like this is sort of like a light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of battlers. It's sort of like something that you can, build your.
It's nice that you don't have to always cross the Scottish Sea to get to the UK.
Those dangerous seas. They're very tumultuous. There's great tumult in them. And it makes it very difficult to cross, especially Scotland. The Scottish Sea to get to England, oh man, very treacherous. That's where the Loch Ness Monster is from. So the more you know. Just demolishing sailors in ancient Scotland. Tech versus Frost also dropped. Friend of the show, Frost.
Never lost.
He has yet to lose. Battled Tech, and just love to see it. I will say, what did you think? I will say,
what do you think, Pat? I think that this is very clearly a battle between two guys that are always battling. This is, if there's a card going on in England, one of them is on it. If not, both of them are on it. They're battling all the time. And I feel like Tech is really getting his foothold on where he wants to be as a battler. I feel like Frost is sort of in this battle, he's in his lane. He's not doing too much necessarily to shock and excite or surprise you. It's very typical Frost.
I think this is an interesting test case for the different styles, because the way that Tech, his strengths, a battle like this sort of plays to it, where they're both very comfortable, they're both very familiar, and he can really perform. And he's really performing and doing a job. I think that while we have seen Frost absolutely smoking shit all year, I don't think this is his best battle. And I think that's because, probably, if I had to guess, he relies, his strength, his strength is his writing, is the incredible shit that he says. And sometimes you run out of fucking shit. Sometimes you just only have so much incredibleness. And I feel like, especially when there is an extra incentive. So like, oh man, I'm going to get into the weeds here, but
get into the weeds.
When, you have a big opponent to write for, it's like, okay, I'm going to die if I don't really put my shit to work here. And if you don't feel that pressure, sometimes it's more difficult to find the material, to find the inspiration. I know that Soul, when we were playing Among Us on the UK Battle Rap Among Us, whatever that was, Soul said something that really stuck with me. He's like, one thing you have to learn as a battle rapper is how to beat the top tiers, how to beat the big names. But another thing that you have to learn is how to beat the guys that everyone expects you to beat.
Yeah.
And wow, when you think about it, like put Frost versus any of these big names, and he's doing great. He's hanging in there with the best and says crazy shit, wins debatables. It's really good for him. But put him against somebody like Yaneth, and it's actually really it's almost more scary, because here's a guy that everybody knows you have to beat. This can't look close. And he did a great job versus Yaneth, and I think it was harder for him versus Tech, because I feel like he's ranked higher than Tech, especially in terms of his writing. I don't think that's like a secret or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that means the expectations are so much more.
Yeah, and another thing, and this is something that I've found throughout battling, is the opponent occasionally has a very large part in what your in what your writing ends up being like. I find it very easy to write for some opponents, and for some it's not as easy to write for, whether that's because of attributes about them or history that they have or things that have been talked about in battles that I can put my own spin on, or even the way that their name is when I am putting in name flips and when I'm doing those things.
Right.
My battle for Revelation was way, way easier to write for. My battle for FFC was way easier to write for than my battle for Chrome. And that's because Chrome at that point, he's a very big name. He's much bigger than Revelation, much bigger than Father Focus. And those are two guys that at that point I'm expected to beat. But it was easy to write for them just because of the battler that they are and the way that they are and all the things that I had idea-wise.
Maybe not even necessarily a matter of expectations, but just what the different opponent provokes or inspires in you.
Yeah. I mean, Frost could have very easily been like, wow, I can't really come up with anything for Tech.
Yeah.
It was coming out.
It's not like he didn't have stuff. I just felt it was light. It was just like, this is great. It's not his best. It's good.
Yeah.
So no hate. Still friendly.
Excited to see him versus Lester on Apex. That's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, for real. Because Lester, I wouldn't say that he's somebody who can hurt Frost. I don't feel like Frost is in danger there, but he has a cutting comedy style, and when you do comedy and when you do rapping and you're up against a more comedy oriented guy, it's puncher's chance. It's very dangerous out there.
Very much so. And it's one of those battles where Lester has more to gain from it than Frost does, because again, like you're saying, if Frost loses to Lester, it is what it is. But if Lester beats Frost, then that propels him much higher in the rankings.
Yeah, totally. Okay, well, just telling it like it is out here on the Bodycast. Just got to be real, even with friends of the show.
Yep.
Super excited for Frost. He's had an amazing year, and he is the GOAT. So we're excited for the big names and the big announcements for him for the rest of the year, because I think he's got two now, right? Lester and Moke.
Him versus Moke is that
Apex?
No. Him versus Lester is for Apex. I can't remember.
Okay, well, he's got a couple big battles coming up, but I'm sure that there's one haymaker out there, one big one.
Yeah,
and we're looking for that for Frosty to show up. Maybe he makes a trip across a sea of kinds. It's entirely possible.
Maybe an ocean, even.
A big sea, the big sea. Yeah, that's something else.
That's the Canada Sea, or the America Sea.
Wow. Yeah. So big ups to Premier, still dropping stuff. it feels like they are really running the UK out there. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing from right. Ronald's is shut down. I haven't heard anything from Dub or from the event that Hulk threw. Don't Flop is not doing regular events. They seem to be doing sporadic events.
Yep. And No Loose Chat, I think, just had a very up and coming tournament that they ended up doing with names that I had not previously seen. Might have even been all newcomers. So
yeah. I think Kane was on that, and he was part of the academy. But aside from Kane, yeah, good for them. No Loose Chat, development card, definitely.
Yeah. But I saw Briggsy say on Twitter the other day that he doesn't think that there was a single league, period, including URL, including King of the Dot, that dropped as many consistent good events as Premier Battles did. And I think that he has a case for that, considering they put one on almost like clockwork every month. And each one typically has a very, very high rated battle on it, at least one.
Yeah, for sure. I would say iBattle is probably doing something similar.
iBattle would be up there as well, yeah.
But yeah, no, Premier's consistently dropping content. Definitely a lot of hardworking people over there and a lot of talent. Check them out, subscribe, leave comments, etc. Yeah, I see it. They're doing great work, and it still feels like the beginning. I mean, if they bring teams back in the end of the year, fucking clean that shit up. That's fucking done. Stick a fork in me. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'd be interested to see what kind of, how they follow up Apex and what kind of level they're operating at after this really successful and fantastic 2022.
Yeah, agreed.
Good stuff. So before we go to North America immediately, as we normally do, crossing many different seas, we're going to cross. There's another sea. There's a very small sea, I think.
Mediterranean?
Is it the Mediterranean? I think it is.
It's the Mediterranean or the Black Sea.
You're going to learn so much on this show. Yeah. Oh my God. But you were going to cross the Mediterranean Sea over to the biggest country on the planet, Africa. And inside Africa, there are other smaller countries. And one of those is Nigeria. Now, we covered Battlerap Nigeria on this show over the last 25 episodes. For so long, since the show started months ago. And they've been really great with their drops and their big events in Lagos and Abuja and their We Out series and their talent that they develop, and just really impressed with everything that was happening in Battlerap Nigeria, and couldn't find them recently. And I realized that I already do follow them. They just changed their name. So it's Word on the Streets now. Now is the new league name for Battlerap Nigeria. All the same guys, the same content, but a new branding. Really cool. And I love it. So give them a follow on Twitter, Word on the Streets. They just had an event last week. It was All the Smoke 3. And it's part of their All the Smoke series. So those drops will be coming this coming week. I've been informed, and we're looking forward to those. There's 5 battles on this card, All the Smoke 3. Headlining was Kenny Will versus Ibrahim, and great headline matchup. I don't know if you know too many of these guys. Like, some of these names I can totally recognize, and then some of them are, I think, newcomers, or maybe I'm just ignorant. Could be.
I would say that when I looked at the flyer, that my first thought was, some of these names look familiar. Not where I went, oh, I know that name, but I go, I'm pretty sure somewhere in my psyche I know that.
We're going to get there. We're going to really get it deep into Nigerian Battlerap and Battlerap in Ghana. Their next event comes. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening in Africa. Shouts out to Clash of the Mother City and Conflict Battle Leagues in South Africa. There's a bunch of stuff happening. But I would say that the headliner was Kenny Will versus Ibrahim, and those guys are the biggest names. I remember Spliff and Spiky, and of course Black Lip Pastor had a great battle that I watched with. It escapes me at the moment, but I'm gonna cheat. Black Lip Pastor versus. It was such a good battle. We pushed it like crazy when it dropped. There it is. Pen Priest versus Pen Priest. Of course, of course. But yeah, these are guys who are experienced. I don't know Mano. I don't know Will Sean or Wilkson. I don't know the undercard too much. But hey, if we get 5 clean battles out of this, I don't know if they're doing 3 rounds or 1 round still. I don't know if they're doing big 5-minute rounds. Some of these battles, the content is a little bit different than over here. But yeah, just keep an eye out for those drops. We'll be posting them to the sub and pushing them on Twitter as well, and try and get some American eyes on all the cool stuff that's happening across the big sea, the Atlantic, that one. Over there in Africa.
Do you like worldwide battle rap and also bodies of water?
Oh man,
make sure
you get the show Oh boy, all types of things: lakes, oceans, rivers.
Yep, seas,
tons of stuff. I will say, just speaking on this before it drops, but Kenny Will is like, these guys are good. These guys could handle themselves in America. I'd be really interested to see how that works. So please, let's make that happen. Let's get some collaboration going. Maybe Premiere is a little bit closer. But Ibreo's very punchline oriented. I feel like he's got a lot of bars. He writes really well, and Kenny's got that like swag. He's very he's got a great demeanor. He knows that he's good, so he like represents it really well. I saw his battle versus Generic. I don't know if it's Generic, but I thought that was really fun. Great battle. And Generic is great too. Definitely followed her on Instagram. She's like great. She's like I don't know if you saw this shit. This shit's great. She's like so comfortable in the ring. She's making jokes. I thought she did really well. The comments are super one-sided. I think Kenny has a huge fan base. And it's like some A-word shit where you go into the comments and like, oh wow, Kenny destroyed this girl. I was like, man, this looks even to me. There's probably some cultural things that are going over my head too. But to see a female battle rapper, and like any female battle rapper, I don't care where you're from, but looks so comfortable and calm in the ring, and she was making jokes and I was laughing at them. I enjoyed it. So check them out. Anyways, Battle Rap Nigeria, go check out Word on the Streets. Go check out these leagues. There's tons of content there, tons of talented battle rappers, and they're speaking English. They're not speaking another language. It's totally digestible. Get educated before they super blow up and take over English-speaking battle rap, and we're all dying to go over to Africa to perform. That happened.
That'd be cool.
Sure. I think we should just go. Fuck it. Why not? Go. Right? Let's go.
It's like insider trading because we already know that they're going to blow up, so we might as well get in before that happens.
Early. And then, amazing. It is like insider trading. It should be illegal how good we are at battle rap and knowing stuff that's happening around the world. That being said, that's Africa. Let's put a pin in that. We will come back as the drops drop and cover all of those things. But yeah, shouts out to Word on the Streets and everybody who's doing it up for Nigerian battle rap right now. Good stuff.
Salute. Tried
to make that into a clip, but I think I stumbled through it a lot, so we're going to see if that was clippable even remotely. We'll find more stuff. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now back to America, because that's really what happened this week is America. Pat is already bored.
Not bored. Had a wedding yesterday, so.
Oh man, really? You're right. Yeah. Weddings, they can be a zoo, especially in Alberta. I imagine it's lots of drinking and fights and hockey.
Country music is terrible.
Country music, horse riding.
Yeah.
It's Alberta. You gotta go to Alberta. Experience that true Albertan flavor at the Alberta weddings. We're gonna serve steak, and for dessert, we're gonna have steak.
You don't say I do. You say fuck Trudeau. That's the marriage.
Amen, and everybody arousing support for the sentiment. Let's just go into it because Geechi Gotti is retiring. That's it. It's done.
Do you believe that?
It's over, I guess. Shut down the show. The Battlerap is not going to happen anymore.
It was fun while it lasted.
It was a good time, I thought. Yep. You know, I wish he'd let us know before we set up the show.
Yeah.
Geechi.
Now we've only got 26 episodes or 25 episodes.
Right? My guy. Help us out over here. But he's won Battlerap.
Yeah. So he was like, that's it. I guess I'm going to take my ball and go home now.
To be fair, if you beat Disaster,
what else you got?
And Lux badly?
Yeah, like he's just got to battle Murda Mook, and that's that.
I don't even know if that seems like more of a formality at this point.
I think so too.
Like, my God.
But I think
you can't argue with the fact that he's beat the game of Battlerap. He has gone to the highest highs. He's won the I'm the Best trophy years in a row.
Yeah.
Been paid the most, faced the biggest names, faced the small names, and done big things with them. Like,
it's wild to think about. With that being said, though, I did also read today that because he battled Rosenberg Raw last night, that he called out 3 people for a battle.
Right.
Dallas, and I can't remember the other 2 names. But.
Yeah, Philly, Easy, and somebody else. But yes, yeah.
So who knows if he's actually going to retire? I remember him saying he was going to retire a while ago, and that never happened. So
it's a good strategy. I use it all the time. Here we are talking about it. I mean, you can. The thing about Geechi is we can just talk about him every week if we really wanted to. We could.
Yeah.
He's out there. He's making news. He's making waves. And that's what happens when you're the best.
I think he's one of a select few. If he were to battle Murda Mook, he would be one of a select few that has Disaster, Lux, and Mook in one-on-one battles and has battled all of them.
That's true.
Because I know Averb has, but he's the worst battler that's ever existed. And then I know that...
It's funny how that works.
I can't stand Averb. Anywho, Tay-Rock has battled Diz and Mook, and he's battled Lux in a 2v2.
True.
So it's... I don't know if that counts necessarily, but there's like a handful of guys that have managed to battle those 3.
That's so frustrating. Imagine you're like, I battled Lux. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. It was a 2-on-2. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things.
Yeah. For Tay-Rock. He's doing fine hanging upside down.
Yeah.
Living off the blood of the innocents. I think that it's like you said, it's the fucking gold standard. And I don't know, playing with retirement is fun. Because if you left now, boy, would people be going crazy for you if you came back in 2 years.
Yep.
If you came back in 2 years, it would be mythical levels of hype.
It really would be. Especially if it was against somebody like Easy, right? Yeah. Like a year down the road, he's like, yeah, I'm done. And then a year later, he's like, okay, but for Noam, I'll battle Easy.
Yeah. And I mean, if he's doing a great job running the Riot, like, why stop? Like, hey, you've got a great league here. You're still a part of the culture. You're still building. You don't really need to lend your name to these. I mean, you can, but, he's sort of, I don't know.
Speaking of the Riot, I mean, we could talk about some of the announcements that came from them for this next card.
What's their
that
next
I just remembered about. Remember when you asked me earlier today, hey, what's been happening? And I was like, nothing.
Right. The Riots, what's the announcements? Look at this cool face I can make.
There's the A-Ward, the A-Ward Nitty battle is going to be the main.
Right. This is the card.
And then I think there's also Chef Trez and Swamp.
Right.
for the South, and then there is
because this card is in Georgia.
Yeah, then there's NXT and Mac Myron.
Next versus
Mac Myron. That one came out this week.
Sick.
That announcement.
Oh, that's cool. Good for
and
Next.
That's probably the biggest name that NXT has had. I might be wrong.
He battled Buddy. He battled Rum.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
But since then, I mean, it's sort of been like, oh wow, Next is dope. Look at his battle versus Rum, and then they gave him a bunch of guys to prove that he was dope, and now he's here.
Yeah,
it was great summation of that idea, of that thought. That's a big announcement, and for the West, right? I mean, that's what this is about.
Gives Next a really dope battle, and gives Mac Myron a really dope opponent too.
Sure. Mac Myron steadily going around the hot leagues, battling big names, putting on classics.
Yeah,
good for him.
And fucking everybody's mom. That's guarantee when you battle Mac, he's banging your mom.
We'll never battle Mac. I will never. Thank you. I'm all right.
It's a scary individual, man.
He is, and shouts to him for everything that he does for the culture. I wonder who's going to be on the KOTD card when they come back. Is it going to be all the guys that we worked with over the course of the Grand Prix and season 1? Or is it going to be like a lot of those guys like, oh, fuck you, you're judging and your point system, we're going to, and they'll never battle for KOTD again. Or is Mac Myron going to be like, let's go. Mac Myron versus Pathogenic. I see it. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens when KOTD comes back.
It will.
But
the whole Battlerap landscape is kind of shifting right now. I remember Smack saying not too long ago that anyone can go anywhere and that we should stop all the beef between leagues. And now ARP and Surf are going back and forth on Twitter.
So much fun.
So much fun. Like
ARP is the go. Is he not? ARP is.
He's the best. It seems like he's the only one that's like, I don't give a fuck mood. I'm just gonna air everything out. I don't care.
Extremely dangerous human being, because he doesn't do anything carelessly or emotionally, and that's what's really scary. Is that everything he's doing it's very well thought out, and so you just sort of have to sit back and enjoy it.
Yep. But what are we on, part 5 of his
all of the imitators?
Yeah.
Please check out the RBE channel and ARP's blogging, his series part 5. Follow the imitators. Very entertaining stuff.
Hilarious.
Yeah. The GOAT. It's
have him on here one time.
Oh no, we should though. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what his with the person who's that good at playing chess. I don't know how available they are for podcasts and stuff like that. But I mean, I have his number. I could just call him. Hey, what's up, IRP? And they'd be like, "Who is this?
Want to do an AMA? Who are you?"
ARP AMA. It was meant to be.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right though. I mean, the whole landscape is just. I mean, what the hell? Grind Time is establishing itself in California. The Riot is. I remember, when Shots Fired, those guys were talking about the Riot being this up and coming league, and now it's like the West Coast spot,
and it's expanding. Right,
yeah.
That's the other thing. You can tell when a league is getting big like that when it starts holding events. Its home base is here, and it's known for being here. But this next event is happening in Georgia, so
it's crazy.
That really shows.
People don't realize the expansion thing is a huge thing. The expansion thing kills leagues, and you have so much proof. Don't flop Australia, did not go well. Don't flop USA, did not go well. URL in the UK, I mean, it was financially successful, but they're not back there because it's not a good strategy, I assume.
Yep.
I assume they realized it's not a good strategy. Even King of the Dot in the UK with the Chalked Out collaboration, it just, when you're working with people on a regular basis, it's good to be able to see their faces. when you're working with people long distance, it's much more difficult to maintain that teamwork and that sense of connection. And I feel like that's it, but I have no idea really what the cause of the expansion woes are. But for real, to see a league like the Riot branching out to Georgia, like really step in a lot of people's neighborhoods.
Yeah.
They've got to have top business people and acumen and courtesy and professionalism. They got to have all these things going for them and be able to throw events in someone else's backyard, let alone throw a successful event. So like, it's quite a lot happening there, for real.
Yep. Maybe that's why Geechi wants to retire.
Hey, right? Man, I like battling, and now I got all these, headaches with interpersonal issues. I can't even imagine the amount of staff that it takes, the amount of battlers. There's egos. There's so much stuff. I never ever want to deal with it ever again. And PTSD over here. We tried to expand. King of the Dot, Vancouver tried to expand to Washington. We did, and we became KOTD Northwest, or GZ Northwest. And then we died.
Was that because of COVID, though? It was very close to COVID happening.
It was. We were actually going to throw another Northwest event, but then it was just like...
Yeah.
But I mean, even then it was extremely difficult. The politics, everything else involved. There were other leagues there. They were not friendly, but I mean, everybody's still building there. I don't want to throw any shade. We were all working hard, trying to create an environment for the talent in the Northwest. But sometimes the stars do not align.
Yep.
Do not align.
Yep.
But yeah, that's America, really, what's going on in America right now. So I wanted to get to this. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. You're right?
No, didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, we covered it. This is basically the landscape of the entire planet of Battlerap, English-speaking Battlerap, at least, that we're bringing to you today. The gamut. We really crossed all of the seas.
Yep.
The thing that we brought back, which is shouts out to Nathan for bringing this back, and shouts out to the mods for bringing this back, because it's really the moderators. But we did a top 100 battles of all time list like a year ago, and just terrible. Just terrible. First of all, lists. Am I right? Lists are just bad because it's so subjective, and it's just such an easy, clickbaity thing. Like, oh, here, check out my list. Now you're going to get everybody angry, or you're going to get everybody disagreeing, it's just so easy.
It's a fight starter.
Right? It's a fight starter. So we did the top 100 battles of all time, and then had people vote. So it's in the hands of the subscribers. It's up to you what the top 100 battles are. So you can't get mad because they're your choices.
Yeah.
How naive of us. How green was our valley? My goodness. This top 100 battles of all time list, I think, is a decent list. But, accept my own faults here. Maybe I didn't promote it enough. Maybe I didn't push it enough. A lot of people were voting on the wrong thread, or they were on the thread and they missed the thread, and they were like, oh, how come we're not voting on this anymore? It's like, well, you kind of got to fucking pay attention. Otherwise, it's going to miss you. But we got the votes, we got the battles, and everybody seems to be upset, which is great. It's really ideal.
That's exactly what you want with Rivet.
Right? Perfect. We are on battle number 61 now. I was releasing them once a week before, and just constant complaining. How come if we have to wait 100 weeks, this is going to be done next year? This was years ago. So come on. But I was doing them every week, and I was like, actually, I can't do this. I can't fit this into my schedule right now, and I don't want to. And I would rather it be a community thing. It should be everybody gets a chance to do write-ups and talk about their favorite battles and stuff. So Nathan and the other mods took over and have been really getting other people engaged, getting people to do their own write-ups. It's really, really cool. We made it all the way down. What's the list here? Link to the full list. Oh man, this full list will just piss you off. But oh yeah, it did a great job. Everybody did a fantastic job. They're all linked there on Reddit. It's a really great website for archiving discussions and things like that. Like Reddit, we're taking care of ourselves over here. But yeah, to do write-ups on 39 battles like this, the community's really come together and put together a comprehensive list of top 100 battles of all time. That being said, it's Danny Myers versus Mike P, which is an app battle that doesn't exist on YouTube. I don't even know how that got onto the list. There should have been
Interesting.
like YouTube battles, but we didn't have that forethought.
How intriguing.
Right? So I have actually never seen this battle. Have you seen the battle?
I have, yeah.
Okay. Do you have the app? I don't have the app. Oh.
I do have the app, yeah. But the reason that that's interesting to me is,
tell me.
I watched it, and I thought, wow, Mike P's second was one of the greatest rounds of all time. Did not finish that battle thinking this is the greatest battle of all time.
Yes. Not to mention fucking 61st. 61.
Yeah. Like it was, and that might be the testament to how great that round was. Maybe people are viewing that round high, like that round is holding more weight for the battle itself than the battle itself in a weird way. Because yeah, I wouldn't consider it in the top 100.
Yeah, definitely something where the round has boosted it, and shouts out to the write-up, the writer of the thread, user Best Rapper Never, who mentions it. He says it's a great battle with a legendary round by Mike P. Whenever a round like this happens, people rush to say that it's a moment in battle rap that dominates discussions. Blah 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 blah. But the question is, does Danny take round 1 and 3, and lose the battle? There's lots of.
That's a good discussion. It's one that's happened a lot before, right? I mean, it's the same as Lux and Calico.
Yeah. A lot of people were comparing it to things, and it's just like, does it stand on its own? There's a ton of discussion about this if you search for it. If you search for the clip, not so much on the actual 100 battles write-up, but people were very torn. I think that a lot of people were, like you were saying, thought that Mike P was absolutely brilliant for that second round, but the third wasn't as great, and his first wasn't that great either. And it's like, how can you step into these moments of brilliance and it just, I don't know, maybe doesn't hold the same weight because of that.
Yeah. Additionally, like, what makes a great battle? Is it that one round? Like, if it was a one rounder and that was Mike's one round, that's a great battle.
Sure. But it's not. It's 3 rounds.
It's 3 rounds. And so that means that the battle starts at round 1 and ends at round 3. And if the middle is good, then it was an okay battle.
Right? It was an okay battle. It's okay. So we agree. Here it is. Here's the verdict. Overhyped. Sorry. 61. This list is trash. I just got to say. I don't know who came up with this list. You garbage. It's trash.
And I think a great example of something of that nature would be Briz versus Loso. Because if Briz had 3 rounds versus Loso, as opposed to the 1 rounder that they did, I bet you his performance wouldn't be rated as high as it was. He had the ability to put all of his very best stuff into 1 round and not need to stretch it out over 3. And that makes that battle a great battle from Briz's side. Loso wasn't very good, so I wouldn't even put that in the top 100. But it's a similar argument, right? Briz had one of his best performances ever in 1 round. So does that carry that battle? Is that number 63? Is that number 61? Right? Like, it's...
Yeah.
Definitely good at starting an argument.
We'll do this again once we get to 0. Once we get to the number 1 battle, we're going to do it again and just do it worse next time. Just make sure that it's just a fucking clusterfuck. Great battles, 3 rounds back and forth. That's what it is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, another clip, not another clip, I don't think it was a clip. It was just a discussion thread was posted yesterday talking about Ilmac versus A Ward. And, here is a battle that is, for some reason, highly contentious. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because there's a huge thread and fucking everybody's going off on their opinions. But, when I watched this live, I thought, oh, this is a clear 30. Great to see. Case closed.
Yeah.
The end.
And that's that. So right. Here's the interesting thing was that when we discussed this morning, I said, I'm going to go back and watch that because my opinion of watching it the first time on the pay-per-view is probably going to be different than my opinion of watching it now.
Right.
I haven't seen it since then.
Totally.
When I watched it, there was Town Business too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched it the first time and I texted my brother immediately and was like, yo, Ilmac just bodied A Ward. I considered it a body at the time. I was like, that's a body.
Yeah.
Watching it the second time now, I still consider it a 30.
Yes.
But I see A Ward's performance now way, way better than I did the first time I watched it. And I don't know if that's because the first time I watched it, I was so blown away by what Ilmac did and how he attacked A Ward with the way that his angles were, that it immediately made me go, it doesn't matter what A Ward's going to say. He lost that.
Yeah.
And so watching it now, I still have Ilmac winning each round, but it is a lot closer.
It's so interesting that you say that too, because going second is far and away the preferred state. It's an advantage. But yeah, after watching each one of Ilmac's rounds, you thought, I don't care what this guy has to say. You can't beat that.
A very, very big gamble.
Yeah.
And sometimes it plays out well for one and not well for the other. The other thing is A Ward has Ilmac going first so that he can rebuttal because that's his main thing. Mm-hmm. And I found his rebuttals not to be as high quality as they have been before.
They didn't hit. Not only did the rebuttals that were definitely freestyles not hit, but the pre-buttal was an obvious pre-buttal. Ilmac called it out in the third, and A Ward was like, yeah, I had to save that one. And it's like the illusion of freestyle is part of it. And you're sort of giving away the trick. And as much as it may be obvious to professionals and stuff like that, don't give away your tricks, man.
Yeah, and that's like going to a magic show and watching the magician, and he tells you how he did it.
And he explains it.
You're not as impressed anymore. So that also was a reason why I thought Ilmac bodied A Ward was because the one thing that we were talking about this not too long ago with Chilla, when you have your thing, is there pressure to do that thing?
Right.
And at this point in A Ward's career, a couple of years ago, before he's gone on the amazing tear that he's gone on, if he didn't do that, it looked like it was a wrap. That's it. You're the one thing that you do that separates you from everybody that you do really well. You didn't do it that well. And so Ilmac turned around and had such a crazy round that now it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I feel that it was a closer battle than I had it when I first watched it, but it doesn't change my opinion on who won each round.
Here's what I think as well, because there's so many ideas that come to mind when I look at this battle. It can't be a body bag, technically speaking, because A Ward had all 3 rounds and they were good rounds and they would beat a lot of people. This was not him floundering. This was not him struggling. He didn't choke. This was a very well-prepared, very talented, very impressive young battler doing his best against a master.
Yep.
And it just looked that way. It looked bad. But because A Ward is so polarizing for people who love him and people who hate him, the people who hate him have been waiting for one battle, just one battle, that they can say he lost in.
Yeah.
And he's been very stingy. And this is it. It was sort of gifted to them. So I feel like there's a lot of pressure for people to say, oh, Ilmac fucking body bag him. Oh, he murdered him, took the spine out of his throat, just dunked his face in his poop. It was not that bad. It was really not a body bag. It was a 30. I think we can agree. Yeah, I think there was a few things that contributed to the perception of that as well.
Battlerap is so influenced by extraneous factors and variables that isn't just what you say in the battle itself. Another thing, and obviously I have no idea because I've never spoken to Ilmac before in my life, but watching this battle, I remember a lot of people saying, wow, he really stepped up in this battle. He's back to his legend status. He's not really, doing what Ilmac did the last couple of times where it almost seemed like he was just coasting. He's still doing crazy, but he was coasting. This time it felt like, wow, he really turned back at the clock, kind of. And what it looked like to me was what I was talking about earlier, where it was just the right opponent for Ilmac, the right angles, the right way to talk about everything, it all just seemed to play into his favor to come out and have that kind of performance and beat that guy. Whereas if you have a different opponent for him on that card, he might not have the same performance.
It's not the same. Yeah.
Not because he's different in any sort of way, but just because the opponent suited exactly how he wanted to write out that battle.
And as a battler, what you want to do is limit those extraneous influences and control how much effort and inspiration that you can apply, because that was like otherworldly. Like I can't even imagine against another opponent. There was such a beautiful and I want to say masterful again, but it was just such a textbook piece of art, that he created for this opponent, and it's just so thorough. I don't know what these rounds were, 3-minute rounds, 4-minute rounds, or something like that. It felt like enough time every round for him to devote to the angle, the execution, the jokes inside it, the bars, and the conclusion, the summation that resolves the angle at the end. All 3 rounds.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. And I also think that A-Ward battles anyone else on that card. If they have different opponents on that card, the outcome of those battles are different.
Yeah.
That person that battles A-Ward doesn't say the same thing in the same way that Ilmac does. Ilmac can only say what he says in his way. Nobody can do it the same way he can.
In a way, it was kind of like really good for A-Ward, because obviously we know what happens after that in his run as champion of the year, et cetera, but it feels sort of like Goku. You're gonna get, if he's gonna take a loss, this last loss he's gonna take for a while. And if you can learn anything from that level of opponent, then it just makes you that much stronger. I'm really happy for it. I definitely enjoyed watching it back. I thought A-Ward had some slept on material. I thought he had a lot of stuff that fell flat. I thought that the one thing he did that I thought was interesting was the Liam Neeson punch, where he was like, I'm the same person everywhere I act. And what he did was, which I see as like a common mistake for younger battlers, is he said, oh, you just do multis. Let me just do a bunch of multis leading up to a punch and then show you how basic that is. And I think Jay Fuller did it to Wise Guy as well. There's a bunch of examples of, where people say, hey, you do this poorly. Let me do it even more poorly than you and expose you. And it's like in direct contrast to all of the multis and all of the crazy writing that Ilmac did. It just looks terrible. that angle always falls flat against somebody who's really proficient at the skill that they're known for.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whether you think it's an easy skill or not, right? I mean, people could say, I think that tossing a pizza is an easy skill, right? Because they assume that that's something that anybody can do. It's just dough. You can flip it up and do it. Well, go do it then. You're going to do it really poorly. And even though you think it's an easy skill, when I do it really good, people are going to gravitate towards me if this is the competition.
Facts. Always dangerous. Always a dangerous approach, and almost sort of like an overconfident approach. Like you can't actually believe that you're better than Ilmac at multis. You can't. Correct. You can't go into a battle thinking, oh, I'm gonna punch Mike Tyson harder in the face than he's gonna punch me. That's not a good strategy.
You don't go into a battle trying to take the other person's strength and beat. You don't want to beat someone at their own game.
Unless you can, but I haven't seen it happen.
I haven't seen it happen. Right? Are you gonna go out rap Disaster? Right? Geechi didn't come into that third round. He had an unlimited time third round and didn't go for 22 minutes. Because the goal isn't to out rap Disaster.
Right. This is going to be a lot longer than him. The goal is to beat him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like A Ward and Rum Nitty, and they're back and forth on Twitter. Nitty said, I'm going to come with some rebuttals. And A Ward said, well, you better not bank on just doing rebuttals against me. Again, you don't go against somebody at their strength. You're not going to out-funny Pat Stay or Mac Myron.
Yeah.
Even Bill Collector, when he battled Mac, didn't try and just do funny stuff the whole time.
And you can't get the audience on your side for that either. And this is a perfect example. A-Ward was like, he was like, oh, so what? You make music better than me, you rap better than me. Are you guys really rocking with this guy? And the crowd goes, yes, we are.
We are. And it's in California. Not only is it a bad strategy, it's a bad strategy when you're in your opponent's home state.
It's an away game.
Why would you ever? I'm not going to go to England and say, you rocking with this guy?
You guys like shoddy horror or something?
You guys like your hometown kid?
You guys like Manchester?
What? It's just it's one of those things where, as a young battler, you don't think like that. If we had A Ward on here right now and we asked him if there was something that he would like to take back from that battle, I bet you that's on the list.
Totally. There's so much to learn from it. I really respect that he went through that, because honestly, that's such a clear loss to, when you see him getting emotional, and there was some fucking.
There was actual history between them.
There was a little bit of energy there. Yeah. And, Gannon kept having to step in and be like, you guys, hey, come on, you guys, don't talk while the other's rapping. It's like, yo, I've never seen A Ward flustered, but he was legitimately, he was trying to fucking swim out there, and, not everything is buoyant around him. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting metaphor, but I decided to run with it. Yeah. Very, very unusual to see that. I don't know. I don't follow him super closely, but I don't remember him losing after that, or I don't know another close battle that he's been. Mac Myron? Did Mac Myron beat him?
I don't recall.
I want to say that Mac Myron beat him just because he spent most of his time talking about Loso. Just highly entertaining. What are they saying on the sub? Monday, top comment, 41 points. Ilmac murdered him. Mexican Fonz shouts out to Idil, who's a battle rapper from Arizona, I believe. He says Ilmac easily. Nina Fly shouts out to Nina Fly. She says battle rapper, Christian. What a crazy round that was.
Unbelievable.
So smart, so brilliant,
so well thought out.
Things that battlers just aren't doing
and like I said, anyone else goes up against A Ward, they don't say that. That's only Ilmac who could think of that as an angle. Yeah. And for him, it's one of those perfectly tailored situations.
Yeah, that's it. Man, that's a beautiful battle, and probably the extent of our show for this week. So, just step it up, rest of the world. We're here for you.
Yep.
But come on, let's see what's happening.
Dogs are getting a bath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Puppies. It's very sweet. Yeah, so that was I don't know, that was sort of Battlerap this week around the world and on the subreddit r/rap battles. We are the best subreddit Battlerap forum in the world on the internet. So I mean, I don't even know what it's like 500 million subscribers at some point. We're just like,
do you mean 500,000 or 500 million is
500 billion? We are at 592,000 subscribers. We are going to get to 1 million subscribers.
Yep.
So shouts out to, I mean, for real, right? Do we need to say it?
Yeah.
This is a good show. Shouts out to all the subscribers, and join the conversation. If you've got battles to promote, if you have a league that you're trying to promote, definitely post in the sub and you will get feedback. There are people there who love Battlerap. They're the aficionados.
Mm-hmm.
So they're watching with us, and we will post this to the sub, and we will be back next week regardless of the reception. So so that's been it. That's been the Bodycast. Follow us on all social media, all this stuff. We're everywhere. You'll see it. You know it. And my name's Copasetic. Again, this is
Pathogenic.
The fucking best. And we will tune in with you next week with an even more exciting show, if it's even possible.
Yeah. See everyone then.
Okay. See you later, guys. Peace.